There are a lot of competitors and some pretty great dancers featured this year in our Ballroom Dancing. Joining us now, she's a dancing adjudicator and runs the Ballroom Dance Competition for the Transplant Games. Please join me in welcoming the very wonderful Lisa Vegas. How are you, Lisa?
I'm doing great, Olivia. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you so much. And thanks for taking the time to join us and have this chit-chat about the Ballroom Dance Competition that is held every Transplant Games that you run. I'm quite impressed with what we see, Lisa. Tell us a little bit about the competition that we're going to see today.
So we're going to see several routines with competitors who are recipients as well as donor families, and some of the there will be some professionals too. They will be partnering the recipients. So we'll see a lot of variety.
I'm excited to see that. But before we get into that, Lisa, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background in the dance world. Because I know a little bit about that, but let's share it with our audience and tell them about who you are and what you do.
So I've been in the dance business for a very long time. I'm a former professional United States 9-dance champion. I've traveled the world and danced both professionally and in pro-am competitions. That's when a professional like myself would dance with an amateur, such as a student of mine. And I also have been very fortunate that my students do very well in competition, and they hold several United States titles as well.
Wow. You also judge.
Yes.
And
yes.
And you're kind of famous. Like, you don't just judge locally. You've traveled the world to judge competitions. Tell us about that.
Well, I've traveled the world to dance in competitions, yes, as well as judge. And it's a very tight-knit community, even though it does span the globe. It's really a wonderful, wonderful, dancing is a wonderful therapy, both not just for transplant recipients, but for all of us.
What are your ties to the Transplant Games, Lisa? This is a very, like you said, it's quite a tight-knit community. It's quite a unique community as well. And how did you become involved with the Transplant Games?
So in 2015, my husband had a liver transplant at the Cleveland Clinic. Before his transplant, a volunteer came into his room and told him if he hurry up and got his transplant, he would be eligible to dance in the 2016 Transplant Games. And he even told us they have everything from bowling to poker and even ballroom dancing. And at that point, we looked at each other and just started laughing because that's what I do for a living. And I said, that's great. After his surgery, I started him dancing 4 weeks after his surgery, 30 minutes a day. And he did his first competition 9 weeks and 4 days after his transplant.
Wow.
Fast forward to the following year in 2016, he competed in the 2016 Transplant Games in Cleveland. So that's my tie with the Transplant Games. Eventually, I decided to get more involved, and then I became the director of the the ballroom in the Transplant Games in Salt Lake City in 2018, and I look forward to continuing this relationship.
That's cool. It came up by surprise, and you really took the ballroom and ran with it. See what I did there?
Yeah. So to speak, yes.
So to speak. Lisa, it sounds like we have a great response from competitors across the country that are willing to compete this year with us. And there are a number of dances that we're going to see. Can you tell us what it is that we're looking for in each specific dance that we'll be seeing today?
Sure. So all of the dances we'll be looking at today are what we call solo exhibitions. What that means is the couple prepares their own dance to their own choice of music. So we're looking for choreography that goes with the music. We're looking for, specifically in specific dances, different styles. The Latin dances should look different than the smooth dances, such as the cha-cha we will be seeing today should look much different from the waltz that we will also be seeing today. So there's really a lot of characteristic style and involved in this, and it's really a nice solo expression. We look for expression, personality through dance, as well as how it goes with the music.
Is there a schedule that's put out where certain dances happen with certain people, or is it anybody who joins has an opportunity to do any kind of a dance? Do they have to audition for this process?
No, they are able to do any type of solo exhibition in this year's games. We also, in previous years, we also do a freestyle event where couples are dancing on the floor at the same time when the music is chosen by the music director. They know that the dance will be a cha-cha, but they don't know what song they'll be dancing to. But we're not going to be seeing that today. What we'll be seeing is solo exhibitions. Again, these are choreographed routines done to specific music of the dancer's choice.
Sounds like a plan. I'm kind of excited to see this because I've watched ballroom dancing on TV, and I was always taken back by it. I'm like, how do they move that way? But I'm excited to see what we have today. I'm sure you are, and I hope you are too, because this is when we all have to get on our feet, and kind of just dance, baby. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. So, Lisa, for those of us who don't know very much about the ballroom dancing scene, I think everything looks amazing, but can you paint a picture of what we're seeing and what you look for as an adjudicator?
So what we're seeing is a wonderful cha-cha by Anna and Terry. They're from Team Australia. And I really enjoy this choreography because the timing is excellent. It's a playful dance. Cha-cha is a very playful dance, and they're using that to the full extent in this dance. And I think they did a great job in flowing from one pattern to the next seamlessly. As far as technique in cha-cha, we look for hip action, we look at strong feet and ankles and knees, and it's all about the hips in this one. So I think they did a great job. And they're both recipients, so that's really wonderful to see two recipients dancing together.
And the hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie. You're right.
What's this next one that we're looking at?
Okay, so Darla from Team SoCal is also doing a cha-cha. It's a very popular dance for us today. She's got wonderful costuming. I'm always looking for arm styling and personality in this dance. That's right. And I really like the choreography and the rhythmic movements to this dance. She had some very intricate choreography, and she did a really a very, very good job. And if I were judging this event, I would definitely give it a 10 for personality and artistic impression. So she did a really wonderful job.
Awesome. A 10. That doesn't happen very often.
Not often.
All right. What's next?
So Jack from Team Wisconsin, he's really improved since the last games where I saw him. He's doing a wonderful medley of dances. So a medley is within one specific song, you flow from one dance to the next dance to the next. So in this dance, he's starting with the international rumba, and then he moves on to swing and cha-cha and even some hustle. And it's really wonderful because I found out today that Jack can spin. So you'll see that. And, I would also in this dance expect to see a lot of working on the hip action because all of these dances have hip motion to them. And that would make this dance even more exciting. We all have to work on our feet and knees, and there's always technique to work on. But what a nice ending they have. And I just like the costumes. It was a great dance.
Awesome. I mean, there's so many different things that you look at, obviously. It's, from costumes to motions to the hips to the strength of the dance. I mean,
right.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the next dance that we have here.
So Janet is also from Team Wisconsin, and I remember Janet from past games. I love the backdrop of this lovely waltz routine. So this is the first waltz that we're seeing today. Now, waltz is a totally different characteristic and style of dance. It's a smoother style, yes. And we look for rise and fall in waltz, and that's level changes. So from bending the knees or going up on the toes. Yes, that's right. That's what we're really looking for. I think the choreography here is really nice, and I would, again, like to see maybe a little more rise and fall, but they're doing great. And what a wonderful tribute to her son. Janet's a donor family.
That's wonderful to see that. Wonderful to see
Yeah.
that. Well done, Janet. What's next on the docket?
So Michael Struziak with his wife Lisa, he is the recipient. They're from Team Liberty, and they are also doing a cha-cha. I told you cha-cha is popular, and it really is. And so it's so fun, the fact that they're married and they can do this together and do it at the games. And I love this routine. I also love the backdrop here. You'll see they're on a beautiful patio with a wonderful lake behind them, and it just makes me smile because they're having fun. Again, I look for arm styling and hip action. So the hip action is a great start with that. And the arm styling, we can always do more to even make it prettier and more exciting.
Struziak's hips don't lie. Well done. I like that. Up next, Lisa, what we got?
So this is Ron, and he is from Team New England, and he is also doing a waltz. And he is dancing with his teacher. And what a nice waltz he has done here. His timing is excellent. We look especially for the gentleman to have a wonderful dance frame in waltz. And that is, a frame is the way the man holds the lady in dance position. And Ron has a very strong, wonderful frame. You can tell he's really been working on it. It's wonderful to see such a wonderful, smooth dancer. And again, as a recipient at the games. And I would continue, if I were Ron, I would continue, as he has been, I know, working on his feet and his knees to increase the rise and fall in this dance. But what a nice job, and what a lovely dance. We all need to keep on dancing.
The thing I find interesting about the waltz is you can't do that in a small space. I feel like
you can't.
You need a lot of space, and you need to use it all.
Yes, that's one of the things we look for in the smooth dances, such as waltz or foxtrot. We're not necessarily looking for that in the Latin dances. They're more spot dances. So I think all of these routines have definitely stuck to the characteristic style of each dance.
Wonderful. Tell us about our next couple.
There are no more.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll go somewhere else. They'll edit that out. I didn't know. That was amazing. So I secretly want to be a ballroom dancer right now, and I would love to do the waltz, but I feel like the salsa might be my thing. At least in my brain, it would be my thing. I'd probably break something on myself if I tried, but
I can see you doing both.
Thanks, I appreciate that. But I've got 2 left feet, so I don't think it's possible.
It's okay. I've got extra right feet in my closet.
Fabulous. And she's a comedian, folks. So before Lisa, before you go, I want to ask you a question. So an adjudicator is someone who judges dances, correct?
Correct.
What is the other term that's used for people who do data? Scrutineer.
A scrutineer. Correct.
Tell me what a scrutineer does.
Yes. So a scrutineer basically sits at the head table at the podium, and they are being given all of the adjudicators' forms that are filled out as the couples are dancing, and they enter into the computer all of the placements. And so within a specific program, and that's how we know who's first, who's second, who's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. So they are the brains of the programming aspect of a competition to make sure that everything is correct.
Well, I'll tell you, hopefully nobody will ever judge my dancing because I wouldn't be close to a 10. But dancing, it's not only fun, but it's a great form of exercise as well. And to see all these dancers join us, I think is an achievement in itself. And I think we all owe you a round of applause and a 10 for all that you do, for making this happen, especially this year in such a different kind of a games that we're having. But Lisa, we look forward to seeing you in person very soon, and hopefully we can have a dance together.
That sounds great. I can't wait.
I look forward to as well. Lisa Vegas with the appropriate name as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. More dancing. Don't stop. Hips don't lie. Don't forget.